creatures of the night. It's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Rampage. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone that joined myself and King Leo tonight. I know I normally do not do watch alongs on Fridays, but we pulled up for SmackDown and Rampage, and I appreciate all the engagement. So thank you for joining for those who did. But let's talk about the show. We started off with Roosh against Commander, and when I say Roosh, beat the hell out of Commander for like 99.9% of the match. It was brutal. We had Uncle Don, who was on commentary, who has been looking to get Roosh to be part of the group. And Roosh was pretty much trying out, I guess, if that makes sense. Oh man, Commander, he's been missing in action for quite some time. I think he came back like a week or two ago. He's been on Ring of Honor, but here he is on Rampage getting his ass whooped, and I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I actually appreciate the fact that Roosh had that match with MJF, and it could have went downhill for him, but instead, they picked him up and put him in this situation where they show how dominant that he can truly be in the ring. And I absolutely enjoyed that. And yeah, I'm not a fan of Commander or anything, but I just felt like he looked really, really strong here. And it was really important for Uncle Don to be sitting out there because Uncle Don knows what Roosh has, but also for him to be sitting there and watching this whole massacre take place, it just feels much better that way. Now, towards the end, Commander somehow had a little bit a spirit left in him, but not enough for him to take the win. Roosh ends up winning and then dragging whatever's left of Commander in front of the feet of Don Callis. And I was just like, oh, I like this. I am totally I'm liking this whole thing. I'll say this. It is a little bit weird because a few months back, we had these vignettes of LFI in Mexico, and it was so interesting, really nicely done. And I was really looking forward to see what was going to happen with that. Now I don't know if that's even a thing anymore because a little bit later on in the show, we see Uncle Don and Roosh on some bridge somewhere, God knows where, and shaking hands. Roosh seemingly to have joined the Don Callis family, but it also makes me wonder, why did they abandon the whole thing with LFI? I don't get it. We'll see, because I think it was yesterday, maybe even today, I saw Roosh posted a picture of LFI together, and I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck is going on with that? I don't know. Maybe they'll get some more people in the group, especially now that Ospreay is out. Interesting. After this, we do have Takeshita, who immediately comes out to do his match. He is teaming up with Kyle Fletcher, and they're going against Private Party. Uncle Don still sit over there all pretty on commentary because obviously his guys are up next. This was a really great match. I really did enjoy this. And real talk, I almost forgot, when it comes to Private Party, these guys, how they incorporate high flying in their moveset, you'll almost forget how great that they are. And man, they're just flying around. They definitely have a different style compared to Takeshita and Kyle. And that contrast of style really made this match really fun to watch. Man, Takeshita, he's just wow. I'm watching this and I'm seeing him with Kyle. I'm just like, okay, we maybe had another match with them teaming up before. I don't want to say maybe even more than two, but you can see the chemistry here. They look really great. Takeshita normally on his own, but Kyle is a tag team specialist. So for the most part, when it comes to teaming with someone, I think he can help make anyone look like a great teammate, and they looked great here. In my opinion, they look like they've been tagging for a while, but you can see Private Party definitely have this whole regimen down pack in terms of them being a team. So at time, I felt like they looked like the better team out of the two of them. But the strength and of Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher, just, oh my God, he's absolutely improved. They're just Private Party babes. I'm sorry, but there were no match for this team. They did end up losing. Man, Takeshita just gave an amazing boot on the bottom to Mark Quinn. And I was just like, Mark Quinn, baby, Don't get up. Don't get up. However, after that Blue Thunder bomb, that's when I realized, holy moly, Takesha's not even a legal man. So then here comes Kyle Fletcher going for the pile driver for the pin, and they end up taking the win there. And obviously, Uncle Don is celebrating. That's his boys. They look dominant. They look so cool together. I absolutely enjoy what this group does in the ring. However, as a group, I do think now that Roosh is in and Osprey's out, they need to regroup a little bit. I feel like they need less of Uncle Don doing the talking, more of hearing from Takeshita, and also hearing a little bit more from Kyle. We hear from Kyle, especially when he was champion at Ring of Honor. He was doing promos often, but on AEW, we hardly hear from him. And let's be real, Kyle Fletcher, he's probably going to be leaving that group soon and going with Osprey to do their United Empire thing. We'll see what ends up happening with that. But as of right now, Takeshita and Kyle, really great as a tag team. I love it. So now we return, and we had a recap of Daniel Garcia overtime ass whooping that he had got on Dynamite. It was nice to see that again. I feel bad for him. Really interesting because we do have MJF who's going to be on Collision, and he has some things to say. So it was great to kind of get a little bit of quick recap of that before we go into Collision. I wonder what's going to happen with all three of these guys in this situation, Will, MJF, especially Daniel Garcia. I wonder if that was a way to write him off and for him not to be in a match with MJF at all. And we'll see. I don't know what happened. I know they brought up the, MJF and Daniel Garcia, but they never truly made that official. So don't be surprised if Will Ospreay don't scoop on in and end up having a match with MJF. Now after this, they wasted our time with this squash match. The Undisputed Kingdom come out and they are sitting, with the commentators and whatnot. And here comes Kyle O'Reilly. And I'm just like, oh, Kyle O'Reilly, who are you getting in the ring with? Some dude named GPA. And I'm just like, is this the best you could have come up with? Let me guess. That is the initials to your full name. Whack, lame. Oh, I don't know. It was a squash. And I keep saying this. Kyle O'Reilly is not a squash dude. He's the type of person people sit and watch because he is so calculating in the ring. He has a really unique style that I feel like not many wrestlers have. And damn, man, for them to just have him in the ring for like 2 minutes doesn't really make sense. Now, he ends up winning that match, and after he wins, the Undisputed Kingdom, they come in the ring to celebrate, and Kyle O'Reilly's like, I don't know, y'all. Don't come up in here and celebrate with me, and he ends up leaving the ring, and he leaves. And they don't follow. And I think the reason why is because they're realizing that, man, we come out here and try to, be friends with this guy, and no matter what, he's not buying it. He's not budging. He's not coming to the group. He's going to come on over to the dark side for sure. When he's realizing that, despite them being annoying as hell, they're still being good friends and they're showing up every time he's out there in the ring. And maybe they have great intentions, despite them being heels or whatnot. But at some point, Kyle O'Reilly's going to realize, I don't got no friends in this company. I might as well join the Undisputed Kingdom. Now, after this, we do have a promo from Samoa Joe. Obviously, he's not happy about the Learning Tree group throwing Fireball at Hook the other day. And he wants to have a match with Chris. So on Dynamite, they're going to have something street fight. I can't remember what it was, but some type of street fight between Samoa Joe and the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho. I don't believe the title is on the line. Whatever the situation is, Joe, make sure we don't see him for a few weeks. Just hurt the guy. We're over it. After this, we do have a quick little promo of a video package hyping up Toni Storm versus Trish Adora. And Toni is just fucking money. She's just so, man, love her. Absolutely love her. My thing here was that I was also happy to see Trish Adora getting some love, being part of a video package. And it was great that, they're highlighting her in the package. Now, do I see Trish Adora beating Toni Storm? Absolutely not. However, I'm hoping to see a really great exchange between the two of them. Despite her not being able to win, she needs to go over in some way for people to just see like she's an awesome wrestler. I don't want to see no squash situation. Put these two girls in the ring and let people see what Trish Adora is all about, despite her not winning that match. Now, for our main event, we have Hikaru Shida versus Mariah May. This is for the semifinals for the Owen Hart Cup. And we do have Toni Storm and Luther who comes out. They are ringside. And I'm telling you, I've never seen Toni Storm look so much, like so stressed, okay, watching anything. Like she's watching this match. She's so stressed. She wants to see Mariah wins this, but she's going against Hikaru Shida. Like Hikaru Shida would whoop anybody's ass. And in terms of story, it would be best to see Mariah May win. But Hikaru Shida's not going to make it look easy for her. And we do have Toni Storm who comes out, and she's a distraction, just making silly faces. And for whatever reason, after a neck-and-neck match between the two of them, Hikaru Shida gets distracted by these little silly faces that Toni Storm is making outside the ring. She turns around, Mariah May gives her a headbutt, and I've noticed she's been doing this headbutt thing, and I absolutely love it for her. And then from there, she ends up taking the win. And Hikaru Shida looked absolutely shocked to see that she didn't win. And as soon as Mariah won, she looked so shocked. Toni Storm comes in the ring and celebrates with her, and they end up making to the back real fast, before Hikaru Shida could think about probably whooping her ass after that. I love these two together, and I think we're going to love it when they start feuding with each other. At this point, Toni isn't necessarily acknowledging that Mariah could make it all the way to win this whole thing and face her at all in. She doesn't even... She wants her to win, but isn't acknowledging that that's a possibility between the two of them. Maybe she's realizing she don't even need to address it, because if it is the two of them at all in, that Mariah just going to lay her ass down in the ring and let her win, which we know is not going to happen. So this is going to be interesting. I know a lot of people are cheering for Willow to take the win for this tournament. Personally, I don't really care to see her win. I think we got a more solid story when it comes to Mariah and Toni. And also, Willow had her moment last year when she won the tournament. There's plenty of other things that Willow can be doing. She's a star. They'll come up with something for her. I think this time people will be more invested in seeing Toni Storm versus Mariah May at All In. But we'll see what ends up happening with that. But guys, thanks for rocking with me for the review. I will be back tomorrow night with Collision. See you guys then. Bye.